This is Just a Thought, episode number 25. Nobody cares about me. Hello! It is the month of love. I love February. Today, I want to talk about flying, which of course is Fly Lady's acronym for finally loving yourself. Many of us, myself definitely included, spend a lot of time worrying about how other people are acting or talking to us or how they're treating us. But how often do we stop to think about how we are treating ourselves and talking to ourselves? More often, we're focused on whether or not someone else cares about us, loves us, respects us. But do we care for ourselves? That's the biggest question, because really, it's the only one we can control. If this idea is new to you, I am so excited. This seed I hope to plant in your mind is an absolutely wonderful and life-changing one. When you begin to restore your relationship with yourself, you'll start to enjoy being alone with yourself and your own brain. You'll learn to have your own back. You'll learn that you're not for everyone, but you can always love you, and you are always loved by God. You can laugh with yourself and at yourself, hold yourself in times of strong emotions, and practice doing what you say you'll do so you can trust yourself. You'll practice forgiving yourself when you do something different than you said you would. And you'll have some curiosity and compassion to discover why you did things differently than you thought you would sometimes. This kind of love is also developed through self-care, also termed self-preservation, by Bianca Assia Said. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but she's from Motherhood Empowered. I love that term, self-preservation, because it makes our relationship and our care for ourselves sound a lot more important than we sometimes like to act like it is. It is essential to our survival. I also love this quote. I guess is attributed to Brianna Wiest. I'm not familiar with her, but I found a few quotes that I love from her, so I'm going to look into her one of these days. But here it is. True self-care is not salt baths and chocolate cake. It's making the choice to build a life you don't need to regularly escape from. And that often takes doing the thing you least want to do. It often means looking your failures and disappointments square in the eye and re-strategizing. Fly Lady says something similar to her when she talks about how so many people are just always just yearning, craving a vacation. I just want to go somewhere. I just want to be somewhere else other than where I am. And she mentions how for most of people, it's because their lives are so cluttered and so miserable. But for a much cheaper cost than a vacation, in fact, many times even free, by decluttering your space and just making spaces around you beautiful, slowly, over time, you'll get to a point where you won't yearn for hotel rooms and clean, faraway spaces to feel happy. You'll realize that you'll feel very content in the space you're in. And I know this is true because I've gotten to that point. I used to be a mess in every aspect. I'm just a messy person. And that's okay. But I've also learned that when I make a mess, I can clean it up. And I don't need to hold on to everything. And to just let things go feels so good. And it feels like love. So I want you also to build a life you love, even when it's not perfect. Love the you who's making it. Do things you love that fill you up. If our cup is not full, we will not be joyfully filling anyone else's cup. It will be a sacrifice, a pain, a resentment. And sometimes it will be impossible. My wish for you this month, and in the coming one, and the one after that, is that you'll start observing the relationship you have with yourself, with your past, your present, your future. Just observe, think, it's interesting that I think I should look like that. Or, I notice that when I make a mistake, I say that I should have been better or known better or done things differently, or I just say rude things to myself. I call myself names. Or, I remember that I told myself I would do something like go to bed early last night, but then I didn't. Interesting. I wonder why I didn't do what I said I'd do. I wonder if it's worthwhile to try again tomorrow. Maybe use a yet statement if it's useful. I haven't figured out how to do this yet or made it a habit yet, but it's definitely worth trying again tomorrow. Maybe it's worth trying again right now. And eventually, I hope you love yourself so well that people around you will know how to treat you, because you'll show them by how you treat yourself. Maybe you'll eat food that makes you feel good. Like really good, not just pleasant in the moment. Maybe you'll speak the truth, even when your voice shakes. Maybe you'll do something that isn't fun because you really like the results of that action. And maybe even just because you told yourself you'd give it a try. Maybe you'll buy yourself something special. The possibilities are endless. It's going to be awesome. And then ultimately, maybe you'll even get better at following the second greatest commandment, to love others as yourself. It's a lot more fun and doable when you actually love yourself. This is Christina Stead. I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and a disciple of Jesus Christ. He loves you, He loves me, and He loves us. This is a podcast for parents ready to change their mind and change their lives. Don't believe me? It's just a thought.